Rick Harrison, the brain behind the business and the expert appraiser from the hit show Pawn Stars. He and his crew have handled everything from rare artifacts to historical memorabilia, making some killer deals that left us all impressed. But what happens to Rick when the cameras aren't rolling? What's the real story behind the pawn shop's main man? Well, the Pawn Stars crew has been through some serious rough patches. We're talking the death of family and some wild legal fights. They've dealt with sex scandals, drug issues, and even lawsuits with Rick's own 81-year-old mother. Everyone that has watched the show knows that it would be safe to assume Rick, Corey Harrison, and even Chumlee are relatively happy and carefree people on camera, but off camera, things get even crazier. We're talking personal drama that has nothing to do with the pawn shop. So, while they might be making deals on TV, the real drama is happening in their own lives. Sit back and relax as we delve into the chaotic lives of the Pawn Stars cast. The Harrison family became a familiar sight for fans of Pawn Stars, with their banter and bickering adding to the show's appeal.
Let's talk finder's fee. What kind of percentage am I going to get?
Your salary.
An everlasting gratitude point.
I got no problem taking my salary as long as it walks through the doors, but if I'm putting in extra work...
Extra work? You don't work to start with.
Is he really going to tell me that, sitting in that chair?
Central to it all was Richard Old Man Harrison, the patriarch who brought both wisdom and humor to the shop. As much as fans loved seeing the family make deals, it was Old Man's role that anchored the show. But in 2018, the show lost its steadying force when Old Man passed away. It was later revealed in his obituary in the New York Times that he had been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, a battle he fought quietly. Despite his condition, Old Man never let it show on the show, keeping the focus on the business and his family. When he passed, tributes poured in from all corners. Chumlee, a key member of the Pawn Stars crew, paid his respects, sharing that the Old Man had been like a father to him. He spoke about the lessons he'd learned from Old Man and how much he would miss him. Rick Harrison, his son, also took to Instagram to share his grief, describing his dad as his hero and saying how fortunate he felt to have had him in his life. It was clear that Old Man's influence was felt throughout the entire crew, and his passing left a significant void. However, not everything was as harmonious as it seemed. Details from Old Man's will surfaced, revealing that his son Christopher had been written out of the estate. This revision had been made just less than a year before Old Man's death, leaving fans confused as to what might have caused this. The news was shocking to many, given the family's close-knit portrayal on television.
That's crazy.
It was a stark reminder that real life doesn't always mirror the togetherness shown on TV. And even the most beloved families can have deep-seated conflicts. The story behind Old Man's will raised questions about the Harrisons' internal dynamics, hinting that the drama on Pawn Stars might extend well beyond the pawn shop's walls. These rumors would be validated as the family would make headlines in 2022 and became a topic of conversation among fans, showing that there might be more to the family business than meets the eye. If you've enjoyed the video so far, subscribe for more similar content. Now, back to the video. The drama surrounding the gold and silver pawn shop took a dark turn when Rick Harrison's mother, Joanne, filed a lawsuit against him. Initially reported by the Las Vegas Review-Journal, court documents revealed that even though Old Man Harrison's death meant that Joanne should have received a significant share of the business, she claimed Rick had effectively cut her out of the loop. The lawsuit alleged that Rick manipulated his own mother into signing over a large portion of the shop to him while she was hospitalized, suggesting that he used her vulnerable state to gain control. But that's not where the allegations stopped. Joanne's lawsuit also stated that Rick had kept her in the dark about the shop's finances, withholding critical documentation about the business. She claimed there's more than $500,000 worth of assets, including cash and silver, that she believes Rick has hidden from her, which has resulted in her struggling to make ends meet. What's more, the lawsuit stated that Rick stopped sending her the regular $25,000 payments she was supposed to receive as part of her share in the business. When the 2020 shutdown hit, the shop's revenue plummeted, but once it bounced back, Rick allegedly didn't restart the payments, leaving Joanne in a challenging financial situation. Rick, however, tells a different story. He claims his mother already owns 100% of the businesses she's suing him over and argues that someone is manipulating her. He even stated that he learned about the restraining order from the media, suggesting that there's more to the story than meets the eye. Rick claims he's tried to talk to his mom to work things out, but she prefers to handle the matter in court. This raises questions about who might be influencing Joanne's decisions and why she would rather fight her son in court than settle things privately. The lawsuit has put Rick Harrison in a tough spot, not just because it's his own mother suing him, but because it casts doubt on his integrity and business practices. And the timing couldn't be worse, as the pawn shop was still recovering from the massive financial hit during the 2020 shutdown. This meant that Rick faced the possibility of substantial financial losses, not to mention the stress of a public legal battle with his family. As the case unfolds, it's unclear what will happen to Rick and the gold and silver pawn shop. The lawsuit has not only strained the family's relationships, but has also raised concerns about the future of the business that made them famous. It's a complex and emotional situation, with both sides telling very different stories. Rick might be the voice of reason on Pawn Stars, but in real life, it looks like he has a major fight on his hands, and this time, there's no expert to bail him out. The only thing that seems certain is that this lawsuit isn't going away anytime soon, and the outcome could have far-reaching consequences for everyone involved. When talking about Rick's son, Corey, the news doesn't get much better. On September 8, 2023, Corey Big Hoss Harrison was pulled over by the Las Vegas Police Department after his white Ford F-250 swerved into a bike lane around 2 a.m. The officer noted Corey's bloodshot eyes and the smell of alcohol coming from the truck. Corey had just returned from filming Pawn Stars Do America in Minnesota earlier that day. When asked if he'd been drinking, Corey said he'd had one drink 7 hours earlier on the plane. The officer then requested a field sobriety test, which Corey failed after struggling to walk a straight line. Because the breathalyzer machine was broken, Corey agreed to a blood test, though the results have not been made public. After the blood test, he was arrested. Corey claims his DUI arrest was unjust, attributing his difficulty with the sobriety test to a shin infection and suggesting that these tests are designed to trip people up. He plans to hire a lawyer to contest the charge, seeing it as an unfair mark against his reputation. Without the results of the blood test, the incident remains murky, with Corey maintaining his innocence as he prepares to fight back. Corey's best mate Chumlee would also find himself in a spot of trouble. In March 2016, Austin Lee Russell, better known as Chumlee from Pawn Stars, faced serious legal troubles when he was accused of sexual assault, leading to a police investigation. During the investigation, officers executed a search warrant at his apartment, where they found various illegal drugs, including methamphetamine, cocaine, marijuana, and an illegal firearm. This led to Chumlee's arrest on 20 felony charges, 19 for drug possession and 1 for illegal weapon possession. Authorities suspected he might have been distributing drugs due to the quantity found, even though he was already wealthy and famous. Given the severity of the charges, Chumlee chose to take a plea deal to avoid what could have been a lengthy prison sentence. He pleaded guilty to 1 felony weapons charge and an attempted drug possession misdemeanor. As a result, he was sentenced to counseling and 3 years probation, which kept him out of jail. The original sexual assault accusation that prompted the investigation was never pursued further, as there was no concrete evidence to support it. The focus shifted to the drug and weapons charges, overshadowing the initial allegations. Chumlee completed his probation in 2019, but the entire ordeal had a significant impact on his reputation and career. The legal troubles and his plea deal marked a low point for the reality TV star, raising questions about his off-screen behavior. In the aftermath, Chumlee married Olivia Rahman, but it's unclear if they are still together, as they've removed each other from their social media accounts. Despite his troubles, Chumlee has managed to stay out of further legal issues, but his arrest and subsequent plea deal remain a dark chapter in the Pawn Stars narrative, showing that even television personalities can face significant challenges and controversies. Lastly, the tragic death of Adam Harrison, Rick's 39-year-old son, has left the Pawn Stars family in mourning. On January 12, 2024, Adam died suddenly from a suspected overdose, leading to a police investigation in Las Vegas. Rick shared his grief on social media, posting a photo of himself with Adam and writing, "You will always be in my heart. I love you, Adam." Corey's tribute echoed the heartbreak, sharing a childhood photo with the caption, "I will always love you, Bubba." Adam, who had worked at the gold and silver pawn shop, wasn't part of the show's regular cast, preferring to stay out of the spotlight. A few days after his passing, Rick's representative confirmed to TMZ that the official cause of death was a fentanyl overdose. The Harrison family, in a statement issued to the Las Vegas Review-Journal, requested privacy as they navigate this difficult time. Apart from Rick, Corey, and the rest of the family, Adam's untimely passing is especially sad for his 3 daughters. The sudden loss has stunned the Pawn Stars community and left the Harrisons with a void that cannot be filled. While the investigation into Adam's death is ongoing, the family's tributes serve as a reminder of the deep bonds between father and son. Despite his private life, Adam was clearly loved. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for similar content. Who would you like to see next? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, stay quixotic.